Hello and welcome to this overnight taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol Canadian blended whiskeys. This is Gran Legacy whiskey with natural flavors, Canadian, of course, whiskey with natural flavors. I'm working on Canadian whiskeys at the moment. See if it'll focus. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. Introduced, and I might have updated the label because last year it was bought by a different retailer. Introduced in 2006 for sale at CVS Pharmacy. Yes, some CVS pharmacies sell liquor, like in Louisiana, for instance. But they dropped the line. I guess the sales weren't that good. And then last 2 years ago, 2024, Casey's General Store picked it up. And Casey's is located in all the Midwestern states, Mississippi, down to Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas, but not Louisiana yet. But that could change. We have a lot of convenience stores here, however. So I don't know if they have a market for Casey's. This is Master Distillers Selection. This was introduced in 2025. It's a whole line of liquor. They got two types of tequila, a reposado and an añejo. There's this Canadian whiskey. There's a Kentucky straight bourbon from Barton 1792 Distillery, also owned by the Sazerac Company. So Collingwood Distillery in Canada is owned by the Sazerac Company of New Orleans. And they ship it down to Kentucky where they bottle it at Buffalo Trace. But they're not going to put Buffalo Trace's name on this. It's not a Buffalo Trace product. It's not distilled there, but that's a huge plant. You know, they can bottle liquor there. Okay. So I got that poured. And it is copper. If you sit down, and relax, it helps me out a lot. Now I'll pour this Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. You're allowed to add, distillers are allowed to add natural flavoring to Canadian whiskey. Natural flavoring and even caramel color if they'd like to make it darker. This one's very light though. It's gold. Could have some coloring added, but it looks natural. And it doesn't say anything about coloring added in it. I've noticed the Sazerac Company is good about telling you if they're adding coloring or flavoring. So they're not saying coloring, so I'm going to say no caramel color add. I paid $10.99 for that at CVS Pharmacy years ago. And then they even had a scotch. When I went back to check out the scotch, it was gone. And then the Canadian whiskey was gone. And then the gin disappeared. And then both of the rums disappeared. And well, she's going to keep knocking it down and lose. And then the whole line. They had the vodka last, and then that disappeared. All right, I could show you a screen share. Let's see, Walmart would be the website because that's where I'm sure it's a private label. Can't say for sure though. Let me turn this thing off. I don't like this enhancement thing that they got. Saying something went wrong. YouTube. I don't know. I'm pretty sure y'all can see this. I don't know, something about the chat. They've been having a lot of internal problems, technical problems with YouTube lately. So you might have to put your comments just in the comment section after it's over. It's not showing them. There's Master Distillers Bourbon, vodka, reposado tequila, but I told you there's an añejo. There's the silver tequila, okay, and there's a dark one, an añejo. here's the Master Distiller Selection, small batch. They show the Master Distiller, Danny Kahn, but he's also apparently the Master Distiller down in Kentucky at Barton, 1792. So you might have to go back and forth between those two places. They're saying, it's in the description, it's perfect for sipping neat on the rocks or in your favorite cocktail. That's only 3 ways you could have it. So they're saying it's a perfect whiskey. Well, it's not a perfect whiskey. Get off my feet. I'm going to put you out the room. Come here. David said that you're disrupting the videos and it's becoming a slapstick comedy, which I don't want it to be. Get up there. Get up there. Go up there. Yeah. Now. It's not playtime. So the Collingwood is a little darker, but it's not much. Not much darker. Come here. Come here, kid. Go play with your ball. Go. Go. That's the problem with her cat toys. She doesn't stay preoccupied with them very long. She does play with them, but she'd rather play with stuff she shouldn't play with, like napkins, ink pens, pencils, electric wires. Very aggravating. Cute, but aggravating. All right. I think I'll be able to tell them apart because the Master Distillers does not indicate any flavoring being added. And there's the Gran Legacy, like I said. It does smell a little bit like some flavoring could be in there, like vanilla or sherry. Actually, I've heard that they use sherry. I know they use sherry in American blended whiskey. The government says so. Not required, but it's allowed. I don't know. Both, excuse me, both have sweet corn. Kind of just sweetness. Whiskey to me smells sweet, tastes sweet, taste time. Cheers. Yeah. Corn, rye, maybe a little breadiness from malted barley. You choked yourself, huh? Could be all right. This one seemed like it doesn't have flavoring. And this one has a little bit of that almond oil flavor, but it's low. Sometimes they go wild and they seem like they make it taste more like that than the whiskey. This tastes like pretty regular, but a little bit of flavoring, just minimal. What? And this one has none. So this one, I think they're trying to mimic. First, I thought they were trying to mimic a bourbon because of the tariff thing with Canada and all, but no, I retract that. Now I think they're trying to mimic Crown Royal, kind of like Rich and Rare Reserve does. And I think they're doing a good job. And it's weird because Walmart sells Rich and Rare. That's common there, but I've never seen Rich and Rare Reserve at Walmart, which is unusual. I see it at Rouse's and Mathern's, but never Walmart. Come here. Come here. If you lay down on the carpet, So I think that this is the Master Distillers Selection. And if you noticed, the price is $14.96. That's a great price, $14.96. But $10.99 is a much better price for a handle. Not as good of a whiskey, but not much worse. Not much worse. I give it a B, about an 84. Yeah, 84 out of 100. It's good. Don't know what Casey's selling it for. If I ever see a Casey's like in Missouri, I'll stop because I know they'll sell liquor there, not in Arkansas. No way. $14.96 is worth it. Save $10 off the Crown Royal. So I think I've covered all the Sazerac brands. If I missed one, I'm sorry. I'll go back to it, but I don't think I did. I think I've got them all covered, and they have a kind of a common flavor. So now I'm going to bring in other companies like Harwood Canadian. That was an independent company. Then Seagram's picked it up after the company collapsed, and they changed the name from Harwoods because Harwood owned it. Harwoods apostrophe S. That distillery is gone. It was a huge distillery in Vancouver, but it went out of business. And their CEO actually went to prison in the U.S. for tax evasion. Some kind of big scandal, like in the early 50s. It was a mess. But then Seagram's brought it out. But Seagram's back in, I believe it was 89. They did two sessions of that. They sold a bunch of stuff to Heaven Hill. I think it was 89. And then they turned around in 94 and sold a bunch more stuff to Heaven Hill. And Harwood was one of the products that Heaven Hill picked up. And it's a really good Canadian whiskey. And you can get a good price on it. Know where to find it. $14.99 is what I paid. And I've got the McAdams, which was introduced in 1987. That's from Princeton, Minnesota. Well, it's from Canada, but it's bought in Princeton, Minnesota by one of those big distilling companies, United Distillers, I think it's called. It's a really good one. Of course, I've got Crown Royal. That's what I'm going to finish with. Crown Royal. My Crown Royal Black is all gone. I got Crown. So Crown Royal is probably going to beat Master Distillers, but I'll be rooting for Master Distillers, not because I favor Sazerac. It's just because it's $10 cheaper. So I'm going to see if the $10 cheaper one can win, just to see if that could happen. It'd be cool if it did. Crown Royal Special Reserve. No, I mean, none of the Canadian whiskeys I have going to beat that. That's not possible. And Crown Royal Bourbon Mash, later known as Blender's Mash, and now discontinued. Yeah, that's going to easily win. Good. You want to go out? Let's go. Go away. Should be back in 1 minute. Cronin to come in. And the next Canadian whiskey I have maybe later this year, if I get back to it this year, it's only January right now, is Crown Royal Special Reserve 12-year age, the new one from about 2 years ago, Crown Royal Special Reserve 12-year age. Well, they keep coming out with new Crown Royals every time I turn around. They got a single malt now. They've got the Marquis. They've got another one. I mean, you can't keep up. It's like Johnny Walker. Every time you turn around, there's a new one. You can't keep up. But we'll give the Master Distillers, I gave it a pretty high score at first, but I think I'm going to go with about a 91 out of 100. I think that's fair. So excellent product. Nothing amazing. I think Canadian whiskey gets a bad rap from a lot of people. But if you don't like it, I mean, that's the way it is. You don't have to like it. You can either like it or be indifferent to it or like it. I'm part of the faction that likes it. All right, so that's it. So Master Distillers for the win, but not a huge victory, but still a victory. And I can't say it's rare if it's at Walmart. It's just that most states do not allow liquor sales at Walmart, but some do. And the ones that do allow it, Walmart has it fully stocked. I mean, I could really just go to Walmart for the rest of this channel's existence and only buy liquor there, and I wouldn't run out of. I would not run out of brands. You couldn't keep up with it, but you know, I like to look around. But right now, I'm so fully stocked. There's nothing I need to buy for challenges. Now later in the year, I'll need to get another Irish whiskey. I got that Trader Joe's special, whatever it's called, special Irish whiskey, which was cheap, like $14.99. It's probably not that special, but I mean, somebody was in this house last week, and she said, look at all this liquor. I can't believe it's amazing. She was amazed by it. I said, yeah, but I just do little tastings, you know, like a little bit at a time. So it lasts forever. I said, this stuff, some of these bottles have had 10 years and it's still 30% full, you know? So, all right, that's it. Go see what's wrong with YouTube here. Saying something. I've never seen this come up before. Something went wrong, and it's showing a monkey with a red baseball cap and a hammer in its right hand. So I wish I could show that to you. That's strange. All right. Well, y'all take care now and have a good and very cold Saturday. Yes, it's very cold here.